There is one big problem in FNAF that doesn't seem to stop. I'm not talking about the games. The games are fine. It's the constant hate in this community. When talking about FNAF, there's always one thing that comes up in my mind. And that's the toxic community inside this franchise. Now I want to make clear that a lot of people inside this fanbase are not toxic and don't spread any hate towards the franchise. But there are some people that just like to hate the games and always tries to ragebait the community, even though they like the franchise. You always have these people in a franchise, but FNAF is pretty well known for it. It's annoying to have those people in a community that you really like. The best way to deal with these haters is to ignore them. That's what I always do. Until now. I think it's time to open my mouth for once and give you my opinion on these people. Now most of these hate comments are purely ragebait. They like to get attention in any way possible. So by making this video, I'll give them what they want. Attention. But I'm seeing it differently. I want this video to be a positive message towards the FNAF games and its community. Because there are enough people that really like this franchise. We just need to stop this excessive hate and be more polite with each other. Which is of course impossible on the internet, but who cares, I'll try it anyway. Now I'll start with the Superman speech and get to the first problem. The hate towards the games. Now there has always been much hate towards the newer FNAF games, aka the Steelwool games. A lot of people don't like the new way FNAF is going, and much more prefer the older games. Which is not a problem. If you don't like what Steelwool was making, that's fine, it's your opinion. You can easily move on to the FNAF fan games, since they still use the same formula as the older games. But it is a problem if you start to harass the company and hate the people that do like the newer games. In every post of Steelwool, there are always haters that try to talk them down. Like in this post that celebrates the 7-year anniversary of Help Wanted. It's meant to be a nice message towards the community. Luckily a lot of people commenting nice responses and gifs. But there are some losers that just like to ruin everything. Like this response from Alan. He states that Help Wanted was the only good FNAF game and tells them that they are trash at making new FNAF games. It's fine if you don't like the other Steelwool games. But why do we have to tell them that they are the worst video game developers ever? What are you even trying to achieve with this message? Hoping that Steelwool will do better? This response will do exactly the opposite of that. Because I don't know about you, but I don't make better videos if I constantly get negative hate comments. It's like every morning you get out of bed and there's a random dude that keeps screaming at you how much your life sucks. That doesn't bring any positivity, right? Another recent post of Steelwool Studios that got a lot of hate is this one. This post was made a few days after the VR release of Secret of the Mimic. When I played the VR port, I didn't encounter huge annoying bugs, just some small minor glitches. However, some other people did have annoying bugs that did ruin the experience. For example, that the game froze on the loading screen, which made it impossible to play this. So I get that those people are annoyed and want to report this to Steelwool. Luckily Steelwool did make a post where you can describe all the bugs you encountered, so that Steelwool can fix this in the next patch note. Now most people described the bugs and moved on, but some people just needed to tell how much Steelwool sucks at their games. Telling them the whole game development is just ass, even though this is one bad release since Security Breach. This annoys me so much, because Steelwool has proven over the time that they have learned from their mistakes on Security Breach. They gave the Ruin DLC for free as an apology on Security Breach, and for some reason it runs better, even though they are the same game. And Secret of the Mimic is a big upgrade compared to Security Breach. But because Steelwool now made one bad release, it's all trash and shit again according to these people. You can do so much good in this world, but if you make one mistake, you're done. These haters literally expect to see the next FNAF game without any bugs, which is ridiculous. I want to focus a bit more on the bugs people encountered in Secret of the Mimic VR. Like I said, there were a few bugs that really ruined people's experience on the VR port. But there are some innocent small glitches that people still call a ruined experience. Like this one where the star plushie doesn't fit correctly on the stand. Yes, it looks pretty dumb. But you're telling me that your whole experience is ruined because of this? People cannot start the VR port, and you're complaining about the most innocent glitch. The same goes for the data diver. Some people absolutely hate it that the VR data diver doesn't have the original green wire. I mean, come on, is this seriously something to be worried about? They are also annoyed that the other part of the data diver isn't there in VR. Which again, is not the biggest deal. It's weird, yes. But is this seriously a needed thing to experience VR at its best? It feels like the fans are just picking the smallest innocent bugs and make it sound like it's the end of the world. There were also a lot of people complaining about the movement in the game. Some people even called out that the crawling option shouldn't be in VR. That's of course ridiculous, because no one wants to crawl in real life. That's not how you play VR. Also, if you get motion sick, that's not entirely the game's fault. That's just you not being used to play VR games, like me. I also felt very sick when playing the VR port. But that's what every VR game does to you. Because you run around as Secret of the Mimic, you get much faster motion sick compared to the Help Wanted games. Again, the bugs that are ruining the game are serious and need to be checked with Steel ASAP. But these small bugs that doesn't ruin the game in any way are not that serious. Stop making big deals out of that. Now let's go back to the post I mentioned first. In this post, Steel celebrates Memorial Day, an important day in America. Like I said, this was posted a few days after the VR port. So you probably know what kind of responses Steel got from the community. Fix your VR port and the base game is unplayable. Mediocre studio. Who the f cares? Just fix the flat modes. Fix your damn Secret of Mimic VR. My god, it's so bad. They're ignoring the criticism of Secret of the Mimic VR. Hey buddy, did you not see this post from Steel? Maybe get some glass next time. You know what I noticed about these hate comments? Most of them have a FNAF profile picture. Like this one with the Mew and Gregory, or this one with Tiger Rock, and this one with a Jackie art. So basically, they are fans of the new FNAF games, but also like to pressure the game developers. Oh yeah, that sounds like a true fan. Seriously now, I don't get these people. Do you like the franchise or not? Because if you do, stop with the hate or just politely ask Steel to fix their game. Don't swear at them like this guy does. You only give Steel negative thoughts. I'm not saying this to be Steel's little protector, but some of these fans are really frustrating. It feels almost like there's more hate than love towards FNAF. Nowadays, no one thinks about their own opinion anymore and start following those with the most votes. If a message contains more hate, everyone goes along with it. They don't want to belong to the small group, because that shows less power. They are basically sheeps that follow each other everywhere. I much more prefer people that dare to stand up against this hate. They are not scared to tell their opinion and show much more power than these brain dead followers. So if you like the FNAF games, don't be scared to share that to the people. Be proud of what you like, because the people that tell you otherwise are not better than you. Now I want to switch over to the FNAF lore, because also this subject has a lot of hate. The big problem with the FNAF lore is that it's very complicated. There aren't straight answers in the games, and we mostly rely on self-made theories. Because of this, the fans have their own ideas to make the FNAF lore logical. Not everyone believes the same thing in the story. Some people made their story by watching many game theory videos, and others tried to figure it out on their own, like me. I did watch some theory videos from Dauko and other YouTubers, but eventually I've made my own FNAF story to believe in. The problem is that a lot of people have their own opinions on the FNAF lore, and some people cannot accept other people's opinions. They strongly believe in their story, and don't accept it if you change that story. You'll see this a lot in theory videos. They always come up with their own theory that they believe, and then tell you it's a fact. If you start to doubt their theory and respond with your own theory, they will do anything to tell you wrong. I have a lot of examples in my videos, so let's take a look at some of those comments. In this video where I rank every FNAF ending, I received a lot of negative comments. A lot of them were people telling me that my knowledge on the FNAF lore sucks. Like this one from Warrior of Christ. He nicely added another comment to explain the FNAF lore to me. It was said that there was one child too much, there was no space, so William stuffed her lifeless body into the box. Okay, I cannot read this. If you want to correct me on the lore, please type normal English next time. There was another comment that explained to me the real canon ending of Security Breach. I always thought it was the Princess Quest ending, but apparently it's the fire ending with Scrap Trap. Huh, weird. I've never seen Scrap Trap in the building. Maybe I missed something. Like I said, instead of telling me that they believe it's the canon ending, they try to correct me and tell me it's a fact. I have no problem if you think the burnt up ending is the canon ending, but don't say that I'm wrong. This is just something that I believe in. The most annoying comments I get in this video are the people telling me that burnt up is William Afton and not the Mimic. In the video I told the viewers that I believe burnt up is the Mimic, and that's what I still believe. Apparently a lot of people couldn't take that and just needed to correct me. Every week I get a new comment on this video telling me that burnt up is William Afton and not otherwise. Again, if you think burnt up is William Afton, that's fine. Just don't try to correct me. It's never been confirmed if it's the Mimic or William, so why make a big deal out of it? There was another comment that tried to correct my FNAF knowledge in this video. Here someone explained me that FNAF 4 is a dream and not a testing chamber meant to torture kids. That's what I believe. His proof is that Scott literally had this dream once and then immediately made a game out of it? Interesting, I've never heard of this theory. Again, I have no problem if you think that's the reason why FNAF 4 takes place in a dream, but I don't believe this. There was also some guy telling me that FNAF 6 takes place in 2026 and post this emoji like it's basic knowledge. Buddy, I don't know where you got this information from, but Scott never told the year FNAF 6 takes place in. No one knows for sure in what year this takes place. Now I don't want to hate on people that think differently on the FNAF lore than I do. It's fine, nobody knows the real story of FNAF anyway. But don't pretend you know it and think you have to correct everyone on their beliefs. It's okay if you want to help people on thinking differently about a specific theory. But it's not okay to tell them they're completely wrong and don't know shit about the lore. I've only showed you examples of these theory haters in my videos, but they're also on other platforms like Twitter. I'm not going to take a look into those hate posts, but trust me, they are there. Next time you see a video or a comment about a theory that you don't believe in, and you really want to change their mind on that theory, just explain them nicely why this theory wouldn't work, and don't make it sound like it's a fact, or saying that they are dumb in believing that. Because again, almost nothing is confirmed in FNAF. The last thing I want to talk about is my YouTube thumbnails. Because, I'm gonna be honest here, I do use sometimes rage-baiting thumbnails to gain more attention. Like the tier list videos of ranking all foxies or bunnies. In this thumbnail I say that ragebait is trash. A lot of people that do like ragebait were not happy with this thumbnail. I received a lot of hate comments on that video telling me that the thumbnail is outrageous. I understand that those people didn't like the picture and that it doesn't look very positive. But if you watch the video, you can see that I put ragebait on the great rank, not the trash rank. So even though I showed you that ragebait is trash on the thumbnail, I didn't mean that. It's just an easy way of getting more attention on my video. I don't like to use this method to get more attention and views for my videos. But unfortunately, this is how YouTube works, especially for smaller YouTubers. To gain more attention, you have to use sometimes rage-baiting thumbnails. I still make sometimes normal thumbnails to see how many views I get from that. But the end results are always the same. The rage-baiting thumbnails have more views than the normal thumbnails. So whenever you see a thumbnail from me that says like Ennard's boss fight is not a good boss fight, just know that I most of the time don't mean this. If you just watch the whole video, you can see that I really love the Ennard boss fight. So I get that people sometimes hate my thumbnails. And trust me, I also don't like making these thumbnails. But I need to make money out of YouTube. And this is the best way to do it, unfortunately. I could still talk about so many things why the FNAF community is so toxic. But I don't want to make a half-hour-long video about it. Please know that I don't see every FNAF fan like this. I know there are more people that really like FNAF than hate it. And there are enough fans that also call out the outrageous hate towards FNAF. To those people, please keep doing what you're doing. It's good to spread some positivity towards this community. We need to stop being so ungrateful towards Steel and Scott. Just because we don't hear a lot about the new FNAF game, doesn't mean we have to insult the game developers. Of course, I do find the marketing for FNAF and the communication towards the fans very weak. But I'm not making a post every day to tell the game developers how much I hate them. I'll just wait patiently till we get something, because in the end we will get a new FNAF game. I guess what I'm trying to say in this video is think before you post or comment. Can this message hurt the developer or content creator? And if so, do you really need to post this to make you feel better? Also, try making the comment not too harsh. I hope I have inspired you to stand up against these haters and try to ignore them. And if you are a hater and watching this video, just know that hate is not always the answer. A good feedback can come across much nicer and gives the creator a better feeling. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why don't you like the video and perhaps subscribe for more FNAF content. Also, if you're in the mood to watch another video, click on one of the videos that pops up on your screen.